You know, I was actually, I had known that Roy Moore was a Democrat before 1992. Like most people in Alabama were Democrats back in those early days. Roy Moore actually came to the Republican Party late. He came in 1992. But before then, he was a registered Democrat. And all of these women who are accusing Roy Moore of being with them when they were minors, sexual assault, sexual battery, harassment, back when Roy Moore was a Democrat. And I just think to myself, what is it with Democrat men like Bill Clinton, John Conyers, Al Franken, Roy Moore back when he was a Democrat, and yeah, other accusations except for Al Frankenstein because there's a picture of him grabbing a woman by her breasts, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all these Democrat men, what is it with them and sexual assault and sexual battery, sexual harassment? Are liberal men, are Democrat men unable to get women unless they brutalize them? I mean, conservatives, like me, I've never had a problem getting women. I'm not trying to brag, but I've never had a problem. Never had a problem. Maybe it's because, let's say, for example, a woman doesn't want to be with me, I'm able to get over it very quickly. I don't hang on to any girl because my life is too important for that. So, I don't know. And they say women are naturally drawn to people whose feelings are unclear and who are a bit wishy-washy. But I don't know. Let's not get into that. Liberal men, it seems they're the ones who have to resort to sexual assault, sexual harassment, rape, and all that other stuff in order to get some bow chicka wow wow. They can't get it in the normal way. They can't woo or court a woman. They can't do that. They have to resort to brutality. And it's pathetic, I think. I mean, maybe it's because liberal men are weak and wimpy. They're beta males. They're snowflakes. They bitch about everything. Who wants to be with that kind of guy? What woman wants to be with a guy like that? Thinking that there's more than two genders and all that stuff like that. No woman wants to be with some weak little pussy like that. Roy Moore was a Democrat back then. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody even knows that Roy Moore was a registered Democrat before 1992. I do. And I just thought about it. Everybody's going on about, oh, Roy Moore, and this is the Republican Party, is the party against women and yada. First of all, Republicans just rejected Roy Moore. They just rejected Roy Moore. Democrats are the ones who vote for people like Bill Clinton, who was accused of rape, who was accused of sexual assault, sexual battery. Democrats and liberals are the ones who vote for Ted Kennedy, who committed involuntary manslaughter by driving drunk with a woman in his car and driving the car into the river and saving his own fat ass while she died. Democrats are the ones who vote for people like that. They vote. And John Conyers, he doesn't have to resign, you know. I bet you every dollar I have, if John Conyers ran again in his district, mostly black district in inner city Detroit, he would win again, even though he's accused of all sorts of stuff. But then the Republicans say, well, we don't want to touch Roy Moore. We're too afraid. We don't want to do it. We're not going to touch Roy Moore. So they don't vote against Roy Moore. And then they say that the Republicans are the party that's against women. I think it's the Democrats. First of all, Democrat men like Bill Clinton and Al Franken and liberal men like Matt Lauer and Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and John Conyers, all of them, they've all been accused. Just think of all the people who have been accused of sexual assault and battery and all that stuff. Think of it. It's usually liberal men. I'm sure there's conservatives who've been accused. I'm sure there have. Yeah, there probably has been. But it's rare. It's rare. It is very rare. Usually when there's a sexual scandal involving a conservative, it's consensual. He cheated on his wife. Like that guy in South Carolina who went for the Argentinian model, the Argentine model. What's his name? Sanford, I believe. He went with this Argentine woman and left his wife. Arnold Schwarzenegger had sex with his maid. It's consensual. Republican men, conservative men don't have problems with women. They don't have to rape them or sexually assault them or sexually harass them because conservative men, I think, are a lot better in the love department than liberal men. Women just don't seem to like liberal men. And I was actually reading an article about women who are liberal. I'm just making myself laugh, man. I don't even care. But there was an article which said that there were these liberal women on social media which were complaining that they were getting too many men who were Trump supporters. And I said to myself, well, most man who is attractive to a woman is probably going to be a Trump supporter. What do women like? They want a strong man, a manly man who can take care of his man business, who can take care of her, who is not idle, who can take care of himself financially and her financially, who is a rock. Liberal men are usually, not always, but usually they're not that. Liberal men are usually beta men, soft. They can't take care of themselves. They probably live in their mommy's basement. They probably are unattractive. So they have to resort to rape in order to get any sex. Usually, I'm not saying all liberal men. I don't really like liberal men, and you all know that. I don't have a problem with liberal men. Really tick me off because, they're just creepy and weird and stupid. But that's how they are. That's how it is. Liberal men have to resort to that. That's why they do this. That's why when you hear of a case of a sexual scandal that's involving rape or sexual harassment, it's usually a liberal man doing it. Bill Clinton accused of it. Al Franken accused of it. Harvey Weinstein accused of it. Jeffrey Epstein accused of it. They're all accused of it. John Conyers accused of it. Matt Lauer accused of it. I'm sure there's conservative men accused of it. But Roy Moore, yeah, he was accused of being whatever with girls and women, but that was back when he was a damn Democrat, so he probably had no morals back then. He probably was a dog back then, like most liberal men are. He was a dog back then. He was a Bill Clinton type of wild animal, no morals, no Christianity, no nothing in that brother. He was a dog back when he was a Democrat, so he did those kind of things. He did those kind of things as a Democrat man. He had no self-esteem like most Democrats do. You'll never catch me sexually harassing no woman. You'll never catch me raping nobody. I don't have to do that. I don't have to. Most conservative men don't have to do that. Now, I'm not saying that all conservative men are perfect in that department. They're not. I'm not. There's probably a conservative man that I'm missing that has been accused of that. But mostly it's liberal men. You gotta agree with me on that. Mostly it's Democrat. Wait, every time you turn on the news, you hear about sexual assault or rape involving a famous person, usually either some Hollywood wimpy guy or it's a liberal politician man, Democrat man. So I would say keep your children away from Democrat men. Keep them away from liberal. Keep your daughters away from liberal men. Keep your daughters away from Democrat men. Keep them the hell away. Because there's something wrong with Democrat men where they have to rape girls and sexually harass girls. And yeah, they're all accusations, and I'm the person who believes in innocent until proven guilty, except in the case of Al Franken, because there's picture proof. But the liberals are playing the game with Roy Moore. The poor dude has this stain on him he has this stain on him of child molestation and all that stuff when he hasn't been found guilty of it. So I'm going to play the same game too. But it's mostly liberal men that are accused of rape and sexual assault and sexual harassment and sexual battery. It's rarely a conservative man. Rarely. Never. If you hear of a sexual scandal with conservative men, it's consensual. Yeah, they're cheaters. They're cheaters. Yeah, I will say that. Conservative men, they'll cheat up, left, right, and center on their women. But they don't usually sexually harass women. They just don't. This is the Iranian nation.